What's poppin', fellow nerds? Today I'm gonna do my deck profile on this absolutely busted deck, Yellow WarGreymon. Let's get into it. Alright, and starting off we have our Digitama. We are running 4 Upamon and the 5th, the one of Koromon. So I like to max out the Upamon because when you're comboing, it lets you dig for those rookies that you actually want to play with your Angelomon and whatnot. And like the minus 1000 DP, like, honestly don't care. Like if I could run 5 Upamon I would, but you do need to run 5 Digitama in this deck because you do have a tendency to drag out games where your opponent has a bit of a lead on you, so you do need 5 Digitama for the draw. And starting off with our rookies, we are running 4 Pulsemons. I've seen builds that run 3. I don't get it. This is a good card no matter what point you're at in the game. It's a good turn 1 play after you Digivolve on your Digitama. You just play this from hand, draw a card. When you're 3 or below, it lets you gain a memory, so like when you're comboing, you can play this from your Angelomon or your Magnadramon and gain a memory to extend your plays. Absolutely busted card. It's a 4 of. I don't understand people that play less than 4 of this card. And next up, we are playing 4 Salamon. I'm not playing the structure deck Patamon because my deck is not, I'm not trying to control your board. I'm trying to just kill you. And I want to do it as quickly as possible. And this is the best one just because like it's something that's easy to digivolve, and it lets you hit certain thresholds when you want to beat over their Digimon or just kill stuff while you're killing them. This effect is when attacking, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1000 DP for the turn. Not once per turn. Pretty useful when you're swinging twice with Yellow WarGreymon. But this is a very good card. This is my preferred rookie underneath my Yellow WarGreymon. Next up, we have our 4 Bushiagumon. I want to max this card out because I want to always have it in my hand. Playing less than 4, if you draw it early, you have a tendency to want to hold it. And like if it's only your rookie in your hand, you don't want to not feel like you can't Digivolve this on your Digitama. So playing 4, no matter when I draw it, I'm like, cool, I'll probably see another one if it's only rookie and I'll just Digivolve it. But if I have other rookies in my hand, this gets held. I hold this until the end of the game until I can kill people with it. This card is absolutely busted. I'll get into the end of the video about how you can just kill people with this card and like certain plays you can do, but very good card. And next up, we are running 2 Lucemon. Very good card. Honestly, it's good, but at the same time, it's not, just because like you can't Digivolve on top of it. You're like, yes, it's a 10k beater. Yes, it's a recovery +1 when you play it. Yeah, it's a good card, but I wouldn't want to play more than 2 of this card because it will clog your hands very badly. And next up, we have essentially 2 more Lucemon, except for you can Digivolve on these, and if you draw them early and only have this as a rookie, you can Digivolve on top of your Digitama for the draw. Effect on play if you have one of your security cards, trigger recovery +1. So I want my rookies, if they're gonna trigger recovery, I wanted to do it on play. Because if you play the Salamon from your hand when you're going off, that gives you recovery when it's deleted on your turn, or deleted period, that's not going to do you any good if your opponent's going to kill you on the next turn, whereas this one will. And late game you can just play it from your hand for 4 to recover. Like, a very good card. But you don't want to see it early, so I'm only playing 2. And that is it for my rookies. I am playing 16, although technically it's 14 because these don't really count as rookies. It's a lot of rookies, but your main combos, you get to play rookies from your hand for free. So like playing as many as you can is good because you'll always have them in your hand to play them for free and get free board presence. So that's why I'm playing so many. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but if you have not already entered our giveaway, check the link in the description. Giving away one of these. Check it out. Alright, let's get back to the video. And next up, for our champions, we are running 4 Pitomon. Him being a blocker is cool, but one of the main reasons why we're playing him is because he's one to Digivolve. Very good, cheap Digivolution. 5000 DP blocker. Very good card, gonna be a 4 of in yellow for a long time. And next up, we are playing 3 more 1 to Digivolve. That's the only reason I'm playing this card. I don't really care about the DP, although it does come up occasionally, being able to beat over stuff with like a Salamon underneath it and stuff like that. But if yellow had access to one of the 3-drop 1 to Digivolve 3000 DP champions, I would play that over this, and I'd probably max it at 4. But still a good card. Playing cheap champions to play on top of your rookies to get extra draw power when you play them for free is very good for this deck. And then our last champion, we are playing 4 Growlmon. I'm not playing any Unimon because I don't think you need any more blockers. I tested 3 Unimon, don't really like it. you don't need that many blockers. You get to pop so much stuff just by happenstance. Like, you do not need blockers. It doesn't really matter. But I'm playing this guy because he's 4 to drop from hand, 2 to Digivolve. I love those. And his inheritable is your turn. While you have 3 or fewer security cards, a Digimon gets 1000 DP. So Yellow WarGreymon needs to get a little bit of a DP bump in order to beat over Megas and the opponent's security. And this, along with a couple other things, let you do that. It really sucks when you swing in with Yellow WarGreymon and he dies on like the first check to like a 12,000 DP Mega or an 11,000 DP Mega. So having this guy underneath him is very nice. That is it for our champions. We are running 10 in total. And for our ultimates, we are running 4 of one of the best cards in the deck. So I want to max this out because this is your main Wombo, which I'll get into at the end of the video, but her effect is when Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets security attack -2 until the end of your opponent's next turn. Pretty cool effect. It does come up quite a bit, but it's not the reason why you're playing her. Her inheritable is the reason why you're playing her. When attacking, not once per turn. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, you may play 1 yellow level 3 Digimon card from your hand without paying its memory cost. This lets you play your Bushis, your Patamons, and your Lucimons, and whatever you want for free. And if you're swinging with Yellow WarGreymon, you get to swing twice. You get to activate the effect twice. Very busted card. And next up, we are playing 3 WarGreymon. So this card is good. I'm not playing it for the Digiburst effect. So his regular effect is main Digiburst to one of your opponent's Digimon gets -4000 DP for the turn, which is cool because you just get to pop stuff randomly, like pop rookies and very small champions. And it lets you like hit certain DP thresholds with your other cards, like in combination with the other cards, to like kill big things. Not the reason why we're playing him though. We're playing him because of his inheritable, which is the same as Greymon. Your turn, while you have 3 or fewer security cards, a Digimon gets plus 1000 DP, which is very useful when you're swinging with your Yellow WarGreymon into security and you're worried about checking Megas and whatnot. That's why we're playing this card. And last but certainly not least, we are playing 2 Angelwomon. This is the Angelwomon from the structure deck. Her effect is when Digivolving, when you have 3 or fewer security cards, recovery +1. Very good for extending games. Also, going into her, when you have 0 security, going into her, recovering +1, and then going into WarGreymon on top of her, lets you turn on WarGreymon's effect to where you can add back to your hand and swing twice. Very good card. We're only playing 2 because she's only good mid to late game, obviously, but seeing her mid to late game is very nice. It lets you extend games that probably should have ended a little sooner if your opponent is putting a lot of pressure on you. And that is it for ultimates. We are playing 9 ultimates. And next up, for our Megas, you guessed it, 4 Yellow WarGreymon. If you are not playing for this card, you need to check yourself, man. Like, this card is the reason this deck is good. This card is absolutely busted. For those of you that don't know, his effect is when attacking once per turn, you may add the top card of your security stack to your hand to unspin this Digimon and have one of your opponent's Digimon get -6000 DP for the turn. So, unless you're playing against black, which have access to bigger blockers, if your opponent has just 1 blocker on the field, activating his effect to unsuspend himself just blows up that blocker, so they don't even get a chance to block. And obviously it blows up anything smaller than that, and combined with other effects, like you can blow up like bigger stuff. Him being able to swing twice is the reason why he is played in 4, and the reason why this deck is good. Absolutely busted card. And then for our last 2 Megas, we are running 2 Magnadramon. Her effect is on play if you have 3 or fewer security cards, recovery +2. And then the other effect is when attacking, you may play 1 yellow level 3 Digimon card from your hand without paying its memory cost. So I'm playing 2 of this. 1, it gives you access to recovery mid to late game, and sometimes it'll buy you that turn or 2 you need to kill your opponent before they kill you. And 2, she has the same effect that Angelwomon's inheritable has, so it lets you play your rookies whenever you swing. So like with WarGreymon, you can swing twice and then play 2 rookies. With her, you swing once, but you still get to play 2 rookies if you have Angelwomon underneath her, which is very good. A very versatile card, but it's only good mid to late game most of the time, so that's why I'm only playing 2. And that is it for our Megas. I'm only playing 6. I'm not playing /Angemon or anything like that. Like I said, I don't care about my opponent's board. I'm not trying to control their board. I'm trying to kill them, and that's why I'm playing these cards. kill them, sort of kill them, but also outlast them. And then onto our level 7s. We are running 2 Chaosmon Valderarm. I'm running 2 because this card is like, it's cool. It's really nice to have, just to blow up your opponent's big threats and stuff like that. But honestly, like, I'd rather not play it than play it. Like, I wouldn't want to play 3 of this card to always see it. If I never see this card in a game, it's not even a big deal, because it really, like, playing this on top of your WarGreymon actually kind of limits how much damage you can do on the following turn. But it is a very good card. For those of you who don't know, when digivolving, activate the following effect twice. One of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 7,000 DP for the turn. So it's a total of minus 14,000 DP, which combined with the other effects, you can kill literally anything in the game. Then on deletion, gain 3 memory. Very good card, but it's not the reason why this deck is good. This is a cool card just to answer stuff, but not a big deal if you never see this card. And then onto our Tamers. We are running 2 TK Takashis. So playing 3 of this, it's overdrawn. Honestly, so the reason why I'm playing 2 is so I can see it most of the time, but I only want to ever see one of this card. Like, yes, it's cool. The effect obviously is busted, and you get to look at your security and add 1 card to your hand and then replace it if it's yellow, which the whole deck's yellow besides Chaosmon Valderarm. Honestly, this deck is so fast that if you play 3 of this and it starts to clog your hand, it slows you down so much. Like, this deck is Turbo City. I don't want to have to pay 4 memory more than once. I'd rather do other things so I can kill my opponent super fast. But playing 2, you see it often enough to where you don't miss it. You don't miss the 3rd. And then on to our option cards. We are running 3 Blinding Ray. This card is absolutely busted. So if your opponent is trying to like play around you, getting access to like your Angelwomon's inheritable effect and all that stuff that like doesn't activate until you have 3 of your security, this gets you to 4 security by itself, and then you gain 2 memory. For those of you who don't know, the effect is main, trash the top card of your security stack, then gain 2 memory. Fun fact, trashing the top card of your security stack is not a cost, so you can play this with 0 security and just gain 2 memory for free. Playing this gets you to 4 security if you have 5, and then activating your yellow WarGreymon's effect to add your top card to security puts you to 3 right there. So like, you literally, your opponent doesn't need to do anything for you to go to 3 security just by yourself if you want to. But I'm playing 3 of these because I want to see it early and often. Playing 4 would be a little much, although I wouldn't blame someone if they did play 4. But playing 3, you see this often enough, and ideally, when you draw these cards, you hold them until like you're either gonna kill your opponent or you're just gonna make a big push. Like, this card is very good to just hold in your hand until the right moment. And our last 2 options and last 2 cards in the deck, 2 Eden's Javelin. The effect is main, trigger, draw 1, then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 1,000 DP for each card in your hand. Pretty good, because if you're activating it from your hand and you're actually killing a Digimon, it's a +1 because the card replaces itself on the draw. And if you check it in security, it's a +2 if you kill something. So mid to late game, this is probably one of the best removal options in the game, if not the best removal option in the game. Just being able to just kill something with just good spot removal as a 2 of, I believe, is a good option for any deck that has access to it. And that is it for the options. We are playing 5. Now let's get into the combos of this deck and some of the things you can do with it. Alright, now for some of the wombos in this deck. So, like I said, let's say you built into this stack and your opponent has not checked any of your security because they're afraid of turning your Angelwomon on at some point. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. So what you would do is play Blinding Ray from your hand, trash the top card to gain 2 memory. Now you're at 4, and then you swing once, and the first thing you activate on the stack, although you could activate Salamon as well since it doesn't have any kind of condition, you activate WarGreymon to add this back and unsuspend. Adding the back is a cost, but you do get to +1 for free, and if you blow up something, it's +2. You unsuspend minus 6,000 DP, and now look at that. You're at 3 security now. Now your Angelwomon triggers, your Upamon triggers, and then your Growlmon is in effect. So you would want to activate Upamon first to draw a card. So now you've gained a card from here, and you've drawn a card, so you've dug 2 cards. And now you activate Angelwomon now that you have more options available to you than you otherwise would have. The best play is to play a Bushi from your hand. So if your opponent is at 3 security or fewer, you can just kill them with this combo. So you play Bushi, swing again, and then you activate Salamon again, whatever. And then you activate Angelwomon again, play a second Bushi. And so you've swung twice with WarGreymon. And then both of these have rush, so you can swing with each of these. So boom, boom. That's 4 swings. That's 4 checks right there. And if your opponent only had 1 blocker on the field, it got blown up by WarGreymon. Boom. If it was 7,000 DP or less, it got just nuked by from WarGreymon just being itself. Like there's a minus 1,000, minus 6,000 right there. So that's probably the most busted combo. But there's obviously like anything you can play off there. Like you can play this to recover +1, and the next turn you have a 10k beater for free. You can play Patamon to recover +1 if you're at 1 of your security cards. Sometimes happens. Then you can Digivolve onto like a blocker on top of this to survive another turn if you're trying to buy time. You can play Pulsemon. If you're at exactly 3 security, you would draw 1 card and then gain 1 memory. So this is pretty useful mid to late game. Obviously lets you draw early game, but like late game, you get to gain memory to like extend your plays. Then you could play a blocker on top of him. And then obviously Magnesiumon is a pseudo Angelwomon, like I said. So like that's 3 swings if you have 2 Bushis in your hand. That's one of the reasons why I play 4 Bushis, is to always have 1 to 2 in my hand. But another fun thing to do, so if you have TK on the field, you're going to start your turn with 3 memory. And what I would like to do, and I've gamed people with this combo, is these 2 are in my hand. You get to a point where you have enough board presence to check all your opponent's remaining security. And they're like, all right, cool, like I don't at least lose the game. And then you're just like, all right, you do. I'm going to play this, gain 2 memory. Now I'm at 5 memory. It's on a cost, so it's on a cost to trash top card of your security stack, like I said, so you can play this at any point, so this is never dead. And you're at 5 memory, play this, now you're at 0, swing for game. I did this several times at locals Friday night. Just holding these 2 cards and just gaming people with this combo right here. Very good. That's why I'm playing 3 and 4. So good. This deck is unbelievably good. This deck runs smooth like butter. Like to go over my matchups from Friday Night Locals with this this version of the deck. I went X1, came in 2nd place. I lost last round, and that's just due to my inability to play around Nidhoggmon. I still am not really good at playing against green, but I'll get there. Losing that match was definitely not the fault of the deck. That was just me being bad. Very good deck. This is by far, I think, the best deck in the format. Like, green is cool. Green can do stuff. But this deck is just unfair. Like, your main combo to swing for 4 security kills a blocker. And then, like, it's so dumb. Like, this deck is very unfair. I am sad that I'm not going to be able to play this deck again, because like I said, I do want to bring you guys a different deck each week. But let me know what you guys think of the deck. Any questions you have about it, I'd love to answer them. Let me know in the comments. And I do appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy seeing this kind of content and want to see more. Until next time.